players are playing on the best possible ping and the best possible situations, and we kind of
failed.
And we did, it didn't work.
So
it
didn't work.
Okay, well, we're gonna play anyway because you guys need to watch some games. We were sitting on that break screen for oh so long. I'm in Verum, that's TJ, and you're here for the official VALORANT Scrims server. Tournament number 1 as we are getting into game. It is Rip Original taking on Clay's Stock Market Adventure or something, but we're calling them Clay's Stonks because that's better. Stonks!
How is exactly how I heard it in my head?
That's why
How have I
said it.
only ever read that and you said it like I've heard it? Anyway, so to get the elephant in the room out of the way, we are playing on East Coast servers because the game favors East Coast servers by default, and there isn't a server selection. One of these teams is East Coast. That's Rip Original. One of these teams is West Coast. That's Clay Stonks. So they're playing on, like, 90 ping. And that is real big unfortunate. So
It is.
I'd like to give a shout-out for them for playing on massive ping and say that I really do appreciate their sacrifice.
Yes, and I also appreciate getting the teams right the first time. There we go. We did it. We did it, Reddit.
Well done.
We did it. It just took a second try.
Fear Me, Piff, Ape, The Man, and Sodas are Clay's Stonks. They are taking the defense, the blue side first. And on the other side, it is Rip Original, who we've seen once before today, led by Pylon.
Pylon, who...
We're on Split, which isn't a map we normally see. Teams normally kind of ban it out because nobody likes this map. I think that's a fairly universal opinion. So I'm kind of shocked we ended up here. And I'm shocked we're ending up at the A site on a pistol round. Lightning fast.
And lightning fast rotations. Coming on over from the defenders of Clay Stonks. Peeking towards A long. But it seems like the option to play through sewers may be the call here. Leaving Polo and a couple over still, as the rest are going to push through mid here. Swift's able to pick up a kill. Blocking connector.
I like this shift. Oh, I really like this shift. They've completely traded out their early losses for a quick mid push. Now Fermi's just trying to recapture some control, but joke's on him. There's no reckless push happening through heaven. They're taking their time. Fermi still gets a free kill, though, so I guess he has the last laugh. This is winnable now. 2-on-3. Spike still not down. We'll be going flat B through garage.
And Fear Me is here, going through the smoke. Coming in through spawn. Here's them right in front of him. His teammate is not in position now. He's just got to take this. Sees one in front of him, finds the kill. It's a 2v1 situation. Wasn't able to find that initial headshot. That was absolutely massive. He needed to get that kill right away. Try to take the 50-50, but in this situation, Sodes against the world right now, functioning 1v3 because we count that spike, but Gibby just says, nah, I'll get this kill. That's the pistol round in the books for Rip Original.
Very well done. That initial A push faltered. I think fast A is very valid. It is the site that you can take on this map dry. Yeah, you just can't take B on this map. One of the reasons everyone hates it. But they quick take A. They get stalled out by an early wall. They want to kind of pause, just wait for the wall to go down. And they get peeked from the top of the wall. They get that kill and instantly trade it to mid. That's really, really clever play. I love seeing people, I love seeing teams like Rip Original who are able to evolve on what happens in a round very intelligently.
Adaptability, really the key to a lot of success for these teams that are just starting off together, because shot calling is still going to be really amorphous. There's going to be, it's unlikely they're going to have, like, or maybe it is fairly likely, they're going to have one strong shot caller kind of leading the charge here, and how everybody reacts and pivots around that is going to be what we're watching out for here. This mid smoke is going to drop here shortly, but I love the way they're just sitting back and taking control here in mid, and that's part of the reason why people just hate this map traditionally, is because there's really only one way to play attack, which is to try and take it through mid, because trying to take just sort of a force here in B, really difficult. Fear Me.
Well, with the gun advantage, it's viable.
It is.
Because so much of the B hold comes from heaven, and you can't play that with a pistol. Oh, but Fear Me still finds a kill.
Yeah, he's got the shorty on sight. Try and take down one. He's got the charge bolt as well. The shock bolt not quite able to get it as Gibby is there, finding two with the Spectre. Gonna be setting up the push. Slow orb to try and hold... Oh! Ape, hello! Where are you, dear sir?
Oh my god!
Gibby! Gibby!
The 180 for the second frag. Oh, 1v2 clutch to save the round.
My goodness, I didn't think there was a chance in a million years that Gibby was going to be able to pull that one off, but he did indeed. And able giving over a
Anyway,
gun to
the
his
B
teammate
site
too.
is a trash fire. Never
Yes.
go there dry as an attacking team. Even if you do go there with full utility and a gun advantage, it can get that messy. You need mid control to win B.
I think you need mid control to win, period, traditionally.
You can make A site work.
You
It's
can.
rough,
You can.
But with good utility, there's a Viper wall that cuts off tower and heaven completely.
Yep.
Like, you can make that kind of thing happen.
Yeah, you play it through. It's that option through spawn. It's like a straight wall. Yeah, it's really sick. Saw that on Reddit. Shout out to all the folks on Reddit. Oh, all right. Swift's able to trade there. Finds two. All right, this is opening up the A side. This is the opportunity they potentially need to rotate around and make this one happen. But instead, they're playing it so. Oh, that's what Clay Stonks thinks is happening right now, TJ. But what's actually happening in reality?
There's all these people just gathered over towards B, waiting for an opportunity. And they're going to be able to regroup right now in mid.
There's one behind the box here.
Comes the execute.
Polo doesn't necessarily know he's here close right. Ifers is there. Sees one. Finds two. No! Cordo says no. Shuts him on down.
Cordo shoulder peeks that, which doesn't work as well in this game as it does in CS due to tagging. But the defender doesn't want to shoot his gun, so it works very well if you're peeking angles where people are trying to practice trigger discipline. Speaking of, here's Fearmare. All alone on site.
Gibby finds the frag.
Now he's got plenty of friends, though.
I mean, that man just killed him. I'm not sure if he... Friends is a term.
Yeah, but he's got at least 4 friends in heaven.
Speaking of heaven, Ape is up there, able to find one. Drops down, though. Gibby, great positioning. Not opting to play the rail and get the full open exposed peek. Dropped the sight to try and play the angle around the sage wall and kind of cost him there a little bit as well. This is now 3 rounds to 0 for Rip Original.
I'm loving the speed of Rip Original's play. Their ability to just stall out and play slow every now and then is really exciting me. They keep doing this A thing where they have a super early pressure on A, but it's not actually investing into a side tank. More often than not, it's just Pylon and Swifts kind of poking around the corner, poking in a bit, then running away, seeing if they can get pressure, seeing if they can get a free kill. And if they do gain ground here, because it's like full mid right now. Oh my god, Cordo, wow!
Oh, Cordo finds 2. Is going to get taken down by Ape, though. Shutting down this mid push. Oh, Ape! Okay. Okay.
Chopper mid, all the way down with the Sheriff, and okay, this is a round now. I was about to say, if they do get pressure on A, that's going to unlock the middle of the map, and you can see that. Swift's currently flanking his way through ropes, but it doesn't matter for this round, because the defenders have already cleared a main, so the man just needs to hide at the back of site, and then the 2 B players can play very defensive on B.
Ape is playing in heaven here, but this is the option. This is the time to decide. Are we going to push A? Are we going to push B? It looks like moving in through ropes is going to be the play towards A, but they're doing this silently. No information being given to the defenders. Moving as a tight-knit unit, which means it's all going to come down to the man to make the defensive play.
This silence still is information, because B is the closer site. Ape needs to be rotating right now. He needs to know this is what's happening.
But they don't, TJ. They have no idea. And now it is the man in a 1v3, nothing to his credit but a ghost and a dream. Now they have the info. Here they go.
Easy execute. Beautifully played on the slow timer, knowing how to take your time in that matchup, and they're already watching the rotate. Ape was relatively quick on it because he had been waiting at the very, very back of the stairs. He was ready to go down the stairs from B Heaven instantly. But the problem with that angle is it's super watchable by anyone who's taken tower control, which of course they had. I'll hold that. Fear me finds 1.
That is not tower control, TJ. 0 people watching ropes right there. Trying to get some information.
Not sure how that happened.
Yeah, that was just a bit of miscommunication. Fear me. Has the has the inkling, the instinct, but didn't have the pure information. And that is
so it's because of where the bomb was planted that he knew that.
Yeah.
You can check the site, and the bomb is planted, so you can cover it from heaven. There's nobody playing heaven. Where is the cover from? Well, there's probably somebody right under you in that little cubby that annoying cheaters like to play in. Like me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I dislike the idea of people being able to drop on me from above there, but in that situation, making it look solid. As we do see a full buy
You're
coming
from
out.
Canada. There's nothing that climbs trees there. I don't know what you're freaked out about.
Have you ever seen a brown bear in your life?
Oh,
Have you ever seen a brown bear?
Actually, pretty terrifying. Does climb trees.
Yep.
Does check out.
Drop bear. All right.
That's Australia. So pressure onto the A side did happen again. It was Swift opening this up. Oh, and he goes back for more. Dipping his hand into the cookie jar a few too many times, if you ask me. But it works out. He gets away. The frags are instead happening towards mid.
Pushing in on mid now, trying to find the angle. Think there might be one close right or in ropes. No. Opting instead to push into male up towards heaven. And they get the shot onto Fear Me. Swifts is here once again, baiting out the orbital laser, but it will do absolutely nothing.
Yeah. That's an orbital laser from mid, which is very, very valid if you think they're still in mid, but they had the information they were already through mailroom, so I really question that. It would have been much better to pop it on site to deny the plan.
Ooh. And now Pylon just denying Fippers his life. It is a 4v1. We do see Sodez try and make something happen here, but Polo just takes him down. The rotations are coming into the heaven. They had all the information in the world, and 5-0.
And I'm seeing right now a big difference in how Rip Original are understanding where people can be. That's a phrase I use a decent amount. But if you, and this isn't even just a team communication thing so much as an individual knowledge of how people play, if you understand where the enemy can't be, you could build in your head a map of, okay, there can be enemies in these corners. I need to commit resources and my attention to checking them, and I don't need to worry so much about other things. And you can see Rip Original being able to move incredibly fast through mid, through areas where they know their opponents aren't, and then slow down with the perfect timing to make these flank plays happen.
And beautiful ult usage as well as Ape is moving on in. What an absolute baller off the back of that ult. Just getting the kills left, right, and center. Now it is a 3v1 situation. Finally, it looks like a round that Clay Stonk's going to be able to win.
Don't speak too soon. There's a res. So, Guardo brings this back. He has his self-heal as well, so this will be a very viable 2v2.
Oh, my goodness. You are so right, TJ.
And they know they've split the defense.
And they've got a minute to work with.
The neural theft is really good in positions like this because you can just know if there's a stack, know if they split defense, that kind of thing. They know that the defense is split, so the easier side to tank from mid is B side because you don't have to go through the choke point of ropes. So they just shift there. The B player is playing very smart. The Sova just hanging around off site. That's Fear Me, already inside B garage. This is the right way to play, but he's still got to hit the shot. He's called for a rotate.
And I love this because they had knowledge that the trapwire was placed in mid heading to ropes. So they're baiting this now too. All right, coming in.
Oh dear!
Through behind. Hang on through the spawn. Fippers trying to get the shot. And is actually able to do it.
I just watched a poor man miss a lot of shots, but it is all right because Fear Me didn't need to clutch that round. He had a teammate.
There you go. Fizzers. I'll say his name right one of these times. It probably won't be this game. That'll be the only one.
Fizzers. I'm way too dyslexic to deduce that. So
people's names, it's tough, TJ.
Well, especially esports names, because I have really, really good reading speed, especially for a dyslexic person. But I do it by like assuming what the rest of a word is. And esports names are all like, haha, it's this word, but I took a letter out of it. And that's very not great for me.
You'd never know, TJ. You're fine. You're killing.
I wanna shout out as the police come to arrest me. I want to shout out how effective Sodes's Rolling Thunder was in the middle of the map there. They peeked immediately behind it and had no pressure prior. That's very good synced up ability usage. Very Overwatch reminiscent.
It is, but one thing I'm noticing here is how aggressive.
Judge.
Is how not only that, but how aggressive the defenders are playing in mid. Sage, you're gonna have a time. Sweetie, but you're gonna have a time.
This is absolutely the gun you want for this hold. He gets 3 people as they turn the corner.
Oh my goodness. Finally, Pylon takes him down, but the man living up to the name, doing so much work on the hold, meaning this is a 1v4 situation, and he is stuck on the site. The law is closing in, TJ.
Let me tell you, you're looking at the man.
Yep.
Sitting in the back of the site. That was just, like, I was watching that get set up. I was like, oh, he is a judge. Oh, he's playing this right. Putting all the pieces together. Because he knew they were probably on him. Because B-rushes happen instantly. There's nothing to clear. And they had mid control. So the man sitting there on the site, sweating in his boots, as his players are like, they're not mid. He has the full calm that they're coming A. And he plays it so intelligently, doesn't doubt his positioning for a moment, just holds the tight corner and gets the kills as they peek.
Just a beautiful play from start to finish there. We do have the shot down.
Is this going B?
It is. There's full knowledge of it, though.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's concussed, though, onto Polo. And that's the result as well.
This is such a bad push to go through with, and they don't. Good turn.
Ape is able to pick up the first kill there. That's really going to try and dissuade them. They did leave the spike down in market to be able to reset the push onto mid. Swiss is going to look to try and set that one up. He can mail. He's able to get the shot. Nice headshot onto Sodas there from Cordo, though. Able to get the heal through as well. Boombot denied, but now they have knowledge. One is in heaven, and Ropes as well. Going to look to utilize the utility. Wouldn't be surprised if we, saw them back up here.
Just hitting the pause button on the round again, and I really appreciate Rip Original's ability to do that. Oh!
What?
Another great performance from the man.
What?
He found a pixel peek through that Sage wall.
Are we playing Rainbow Six,
Knew it was
TJ?
there, clearly.
Setting up your murder holes, got your pixel peeks, buddy. This is the wrong game.
Here's the push onto A site. He'll be able to welcome them into his home.
This is the site that he owns. Has knowledge triple behind, checking the angles, pulls out the slowing orb in the exact same. TJ, is this me? This is my Sage play, getting baited by my own utility, but instead the site is now being taken over by Rip Original. Trying to play back from CT. Can the shots be hit by Fear Me? Nobody's fearing that shot, and now it is all up to Ape. And a 1v1. Spike goes down. This is huge.
Spike planted for heaven, which is controlled by Ape. He knows there's only one place this person can be, that's a tower, but he's not pressing far enough forward for it. He's too concerned about this cubby. And that means he's now given up that positioning advantage he held at the start of the round.
What?
But he's still got the kill.
That was about as close to a headshot as you can humanly get and not have it count. Oh my goodness, he saw the barrel come around the corner too, TJ. He had the first shot, but Ape just going off. Oh my goodness, styling on kids.
I was watching from Ape's POV. He wasn't even checking the right corner.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Was not doing his deductions.
All right, let's take a break, though. Let's reset. Let's look at the economy. What's the state of the game right now, TJ?
Pretty dead even. You're going to have a full buy for both teams coming into this round. This has already been, I think, a really, they've done enough over on the Rip Original side. This attack side, especially for split, for me, is solid. Any wins from here are bonus. So they're probably going to just try and do a couple of fast rounds to throw people off, see what they can work over the rest of them.
We are seeing an insane push coming in now through B, but Fear Me is on the site and doing so much work as well. Gibby is forced back now into Garage. And you talk about the work getting done, but the work will not stop here as they are continuing through. We do have the Jet on the flank. Swift is here in a potentially perfect position, finds one, able to get the first kill. Knowledge of the Sova, but no! Ape was able to come back behind. Fear Me trying to take it out with the Sova ult, is able to find it. And that's the hold.
Being tagged with a tracking dart while a Sova shoots you, maybe the worst feeling in the world. Because you just die. You might as well just stop moving. There's no way you live. So that was an insane V-rush, and you might be like, TJ, that's crazy. Why would they do that? No, I'm not saying that this is their plan, but they have plenty of rounds left in the half. So playing aggressive now, even if you lose the rounds, is worth it because it forces the defenders to play differently, and then you can go back to slow working the rounds like they were doing, and that will get them a couple more rounds later in the half. That's the benefit of already having 5. The work is done, they're just looking for bonuses.
Ooh, and Swift not checking the angle there, trying to push in today. Of course, it is a bit of an eco coming in now, but Fear Me does actually go down, opening up the B side, and then it's an instant response, an instant rotation now for the side. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, this shouldn't. Okay, they hear the reloads in heaven. Gibby has the gun, has the utility to play with here. Sees one.
That too.
Gibby's about to take this game
He's about
over.
to just get pincered. He gets shut down as well. trying to grab an orb in between two players.
It was the
That's
biggest
the
bait, TJ!
Yeah. That's the round. There's legitimately no way this round gets lost, especially with the Resurrect invested. I didn't think they'd invest that Resurrect, I'm going to be honest, but it is eco. They have... I think they can pick up guns, but they have fewer armor, they have fewer guns, so why take the risk, right?
And, you know, looking at the
Where
HP
does that
bars.
go? Did you just see that breach cast?
No?
He cast from mid, kind of
okay,
by
I
the boxes.
kind of caught that. Yeah, I was wondering what that was.
Through the wall into the tower bend, the little corner.
Oh.
It's really fun.
Playing in spot. I mean, I play for exits at this point, I guess.
I would go further. I would say just saving, but exits are a bonus.
So does get one. There you are.
The economy is pretty weak on the other teams. Every kill you get is a benefit, but they've also won a round, and in Valorant, that's enough to get you back on the econ train. In other games, it can hurt you more seriously, but
I also
you'll have
love
plenty, even on the players that did die.
I also love the fact that and this is something that I personally do, and it's kind of validating to see high-level players do this as well, is shifting ARs based on the map. Like, this is a very close quarters map, which is benefiting the rapid rate of fire of the Phantom, and that's what we're seeing most people buying here over the Vandal. Of course, with that damage drop-off on the Phantom, less ideal for some of the longer maps like Haven, but I'm digging it here, I have to say.
I just watched Soda's flash himself, in which is not a pro gamer move. But I would like to appreciate. I would like to appreciate how aggressive they're pushing with their utility down mid.
Yeah,
they dropped the brimstone smoke immediately. The door, they've just re-smoked it. They have a whole bunch of sustained flashes, and it still loses them a kill.
Quirdo still able to pick that one up, and now the battle is still raging towards mid here, and Ropes as well. Ape and Jet. No, Swift's on the rail, able to get that one done, utilizing the Ropes beautifully. And now Fear Me and crew are trying to take back some control of Ace. What, Sodes?
Swift peeks into the rifle and 2 kills go instantly back. What a solid hold from Clay's original. Their mid control just unlocks the rest of the map. Even with Swift's entry through into Ropes, he can't do anything with it. What do you do with control of A site and not mid if you don't have the bomb?
Try and reset. Try and find something. Not going to be able
That's
to do
what
that
they
here.
did. They pushed in. He pushed in like randomly through ropes. That'll be a clean up. He pushed in randomly through ropes, and the theory was you flank mid and you can make something happen with your teammates. But that's obviously the only play. That's like there is no other viable path to victory. So it was the most anticipated thing in the world. Even with that, Sodes misplayed it. He like ran out of ammo, had to pull out the classic, but it was all chill, no biggie, because he got the headshot anyway.
And now we're seeing 6 rounds to 5 here, getting close to the end of the first half, and 6 rounds already for the attackers. On this map, TJ, that's pretty exceptional.
Yeah. Rolling Thunder, just to interrupt this rush, and Sodes gets a kill from it.
Really solid way to start this off. Molly to take control of Heaven. Spike going in now as the defenders are starting to rotate on through. The man and crew are here retaking over his favorable A site, but the Jet's in position here. It's Swift trying to play around. These brimstone smokes toe-to-toe. Doesn't realize they're right there. Waiting to hold these shots. There's one. Doesn't find the second. He's onto the site.
Oh.
Finally, Swift's able to find some redemption. It's a 2v2. Oh, but Swift's has been playing this so beautifully, and he finds another one. 4 kills to Swift, playing around the opponent's utility and making him pay for it. I don't know what the communication was looking like over on the side of Rip Original, but Rip that round, because that Jet just had free reign.
Wonderfully done by Swifts. And he's been kind of the shining light of Clay's stunk so far. Whenever we see Clay be able to step up as a team, it's off of the back of stuff that Swifts and Gibby have done. They both had massive impact on that round. The Rolling Thunder quick peek from Gibby allowed him to flashbang through and quick pressure the rushers as they came around the corner. And then immediately afterwards, you had Swifts able to back him up. Very well played.
Now we're seeing the push over towards A once again. Look to try and get some information from Fear Me and the Sova arrow. Rest are pushing on through. Only have pistols to work with here. Opting to prioritize the Sage ulti there with the orb. Moving on in. Trying to get onto site. But control from Heaven has been so solid right now. As the rest of the team is here.
What are you doing, Swift?
Enemy down.
He just stands at the back of the site and... You know that old horror shooter arcade game? Where you, like, go into arcade and you have a light gun and little people pop up in the windows and you gotta shoot them?
Yeah.
That's what he was playing. He was just sitting in the back of the site. People were popping up into windows and he was like, bam, headshot. Headshot after headshot coming out of half-time. And it's already a solid A-site hold from Rip Original.
Yeah, I mean, they're looking solid. The momentum they were able to build up in the last few rounds of the last half doing work for them.
Smoke's down.
We see the mid push now being committed here by Clay still. Full eco. Gonna try and just get a couple kills here in mid. Oh, but they're running straight into a Sage wall. Not expecting that one. So that's definitely going to slow things down. These players are rotating in now towards mid. Quirdo is there finding one kill, looking for multiple kills. As we're seeing the rest of the rotations from the defender trying to make this happen, but this is a rough situation. Fear Me is stuck between a rock and a hard place, and that's just the execution.
That's how you correctly use a Sage Wall to stall people out. Yeah, you throw down the Sage Wall, but you have to do something behind it, otherwise you just give up control. There, they throw down the Sage Wall in mid and instantly bring people in on the rotate to back up the play. They have people rotating in from the site to play behind the Sage Wall so they can just execute them in Mailroom. They still have full control of mid. They still have full control from ropes of any mid rotate. So the advantage of mid control, which Clay Stonk should have, where they can go anywhere at any time, is given up by the fact that there is that quick rotate from Swifts, that there is that quick pressure from the allies on the B side.
We're still seeing pressure coming in now through mid. As the first kill is going in onto Gibby. This is a massive one at the back of the peak, but look at all the slowing orbs being dropped now. They are just slowly moving their way into from sewers. Trying to take control, playing totally off of mid is Rip Original. This is 100% the right call. As Swift sitting back in connector, able to get those kills. And now Quirdo trying to make it happen himself, but that's Heaven opened up right now. Fear Me is here on the flank. They're going to try and pinch in. Pylon does get one. What else is going to happen here? Can he find more? No. That's going to be it. 2v1 situation.
So, 2v1 as you say, but he has things to work with. Not only the Molotov, which is incredibly useful on retakes, but a double Sky Smoke. It's fortunate that this is walled off. I think the right play is just to go through it and then smoke out. He's going to knife his way through. Interesting. So here comes the smokes. He's going to try and cut off the two obvious holds. That's going to be backside as well, but it telegraphs where he's coming from, which is what I was going to say very quickly, but I'm now going to say very slowly. When you break through a Sage Wall like that, it telegraphs where you're coming from. So I don't particularly like where he put those smokes. I wish I had like a whiteboard, a telestrator. Paul, bring me in studio for one of these.
Dude, our studio was closed.
Well, who cares? Open it again.
Okay, that's not how that works.
What needed to happen was he needed to smoke off the central pillar of the site so he could get out onto the bomb site without just getting sprayed down. Because they knew he was coming through that door and he had no other option but to.
And we're seeing the push coming in now. Full commit here onto A. Only one sitting back onto site. Polo instantly getting shut down here. Ape able to try and push himself up here to A tower. Spike is going out. Oh, Swift is kind of off.
Swift is just playing pilot wings.
It's off on the flank here. He's got a Spectre, but he is spouted there by the bolt. That's absolutely huge. The Sova utility.
They're all trapped in this corner. There's no control. The entire attacking team of Clay Stonks is just hiding.
And the res is coming in from the man now. But the man, and actually the man able to do some work. So does is there on the flank. Island, though, of course, has this op. It's going to start to run low on ammo, though. Actually forcing this back. There's no way they can push this. This hold shouldn't work. Oh, hello! No, there's no way.
So that should have been the round, as you correctly noted, because the defenders were all, like, they had no control, which is always what I hammer on for attacking teams. When you take a site, you need to get control of additional space. You can't just hold the site itself. Except apparently, if all 5 of your members are just playing the back of the site, then you're playing one of those aim maps from Counter-Strike lobbies where the two teams are just on opposite sides of an empty valley. And you just have to shoot at each other. They just played an aim battle and they had an extra life, and it worked out because it took too long. What could have changed that is if the defenders of Rip Original had spent more utility forcing them out of the corner. I think there was still a Molotov available, that kind of thing. Would have changed the pace of that.
Will look very different as we are seeing the Jet just pushing on through and instantly getting shut down. Okay, that sounds about right. Also, team, want to remind everybody in terms of, I need to give a little PSA. The reminder is the push is coming in now onto the site, and Polo is getting hit. Oh, poor Polo. What a poor lad. Every single time he's just getting dunked on. They swap the cams. They're totally random. So the observing gonna be a little janky for the last half of this game. Definitely missed some stuff that I shouldn't have, but we're doing our best here, fam.
Shout out to Riot Games for making a better observing mode than League of Legends has.
Oh, that's fair.
It's
also, it's aggravated by the fact that, like, again, why don't they just X out their faces, TJ? Why do you eliminate them from the kill feed? I have no idea what position Pylon's in right now.
They just, like, vanish? Yeah.
Yeah, well, because, I mean, I don't know. He could have been 1 before, but now he's in the 5 position. This is literally impossible. Oh, do it! Do it, Pylon.
Oh my
Be the
God.
killer for your team.
You have a shorty. You're literally doing 0 damage. What do you...
He just really wanted to die, TJ.
Firing a squirt gun. He's really tactically firing a squirt gun, don't get me wrong. Some impressive tactics going into the firing of a squirt gun, but he is not going to kill anyone.
My goodness, TJ.
I almost said,
oh, what were you going to say?
I almost said Nerf gun, but at that range, I think a Nerf gun would do more damage than a shorty.
That's probably correct.
Could hit someone in the eye or something.
Mozambique here.
Always wear eye protection when playing Nerf.
That's important. People forget.
Rush down mid will come next. This is going to be very defensive from Gibby. Watch his ult, though. If he feels pressured here, he's going to be able to drop the Rolling Thunder, and that just opens the game up.
Lots of options. See Soda's and crew. Ape is here as well. Trying to find the angles on the mid, but very smartly. Rip Original just playing back off of this. There's the Sage Wall coming in a little delayed, but Quirdo is still taken down. He was baited a little bit onto that one. They have the knowledge that one is a male, trying to look for it. Oh, but Gibby is actually able to get the shot in return. Now, this is totally going to stymie this push here into mid, forcing them back into sewers up towards A. That's the only place they have a little bit of control. But this is still not an ideal situation. Everybody's rotating for this A push. But Original has no idea.
We played a random ranked match a couple days ago, and I shouted this at you, so I'd like to illustrate it. That's how you play passive top mid. If someone is full rushing you, don't go out mid and fight them. Just force them to dig you out, and Gibby plays that perfectly.
Off your feet!
And here's the ultra we're talking about, the Rolling Thunder coming on in, only finds one, and Ape is there waiting, not predicting that he come up on top of A ramp. We do have the orbital strike being committed. They're trading out onto the site as well, and that's actually Pylon coming in, the beautiful flank. The timing is there, looking down onto site, trying to find the wall bang through the center there. Neural theft.
Neural theft. This is winnable because he has that intel. He knows they're both on the same side, so you can work with that.
But he was also getting tagged by the recon arrow, TJ.
Yeah. Very well placed recon arrow as well, right around the corner of heaven. So if he pushes out, he's tagged, but he can't shoot it from inside. Very, very well done. Doesn't tag him if he plays passive, but if he plays passive, you win the round. So just knowing what you got to be aware of and that kind of thing.
And once again, a bit of a stack towards A side here. The Clay stonks. We're going to see an early committal of resources. Sky Smoke's going to come in from Scissors here. Fizzers. I don't know. TJ, help me.
No.
Okay. Fair enough. As we just see the orbital laser there trying to split this up, but one member's already gotten here on the site. That's really just a buy time tactic to try and set this one up. They do have knowledge, multiple moving in through ropes, slowing this down. Still haven't gotten the plant down, but that's actually okay because they're getting information throughout all of this. Ape is here on the other side. And they just got to try and play around this Sage Wall. Taking it real slow, but a flank is also coming in here, potentially on the flank. Abe taking a lot of damage, though. Breach is doing his work. Hang on. Gordo and crew looking for some of these kills. Can't get the spray back under control. There it is, wall banging through the box. It's a 2v2 situation. Finds another one from Gordo. Can he get the last one? Yes, he does. Gordo goes off. He gets the spray back under control, and he's got no need to pray, TJ. He's got it all in line.
People starting to work out how to spray in this game is super impressive because unlike Counter-Strike where it's a pattern spray every time, in this game it's somewhat random.
Yep.
Once you get to the top of your spray and it's going horizontally, it is different every time. So you have to spray, you have to use your spray control reactionarily. You have to go, okay, it's going this way, this is how I'm moving my mouse. And that just needs to be muscle memory. You can't live think about that, but people are already starting to get to the point where they have that muscle memory, and that's super cool.
It's the sheer amount of games it's going to take to sort of, raise to that level. Players have been playing Counter-Strike, of course, for like a decade or more at this point. We see Gordo now, just looking at control mid. Lots of audio cues. There's 4 members of the attacking team playing mid right now. This is it. This is how you play it.
Dig Gibby out this time. So this is, last time they didn't do this nearly as well, and they lost the round because of it, or they lost control of their attack because of it. Watch how Gibby plays this.
Ooh, Fear Me actually able to pick up the Sova ult kill towards B, which is allowing everybody pulling over, but there's full knowledge that this is happening right now. Rolling Thunder is going to hit absolutely no one. The Swifts is moving in onto the site. 2, though, from Gordo. A third from Gordo. Sodez.
Stop him.
Got the spike.
I would try if I could figure out which camera he is, TJ.
I wouldn't try. He's just hanging out on the site, raining out the damage. Playing the center pillar perfectly. The only player left on the round is Sodez. He is doing pretty well in the game. He does a bomb. This is winnable 1v3, but only if they don't have intel on his positioning. And they do now. So, I was going to say when that Sova kill came through and they full rotated to take B that it was super sketchy, and one Sova kill definitely wasn't enough to take B, which is maybe a map design failure. I'll hold this. This is going to be a 1v1 take from Sodez.
Sodez going up against Polo here, who's had not the most success so far
he's
today.
in a bad position as well.
Got 14 seconds. Is able to get the kill, the wall bang there. But he hears the jet. Okay, not a chance. Gordo just really, really wants to get all the kills.
I hear the wind of death. So when you're playing super passive on the side like that, when you're holding a defensive angle like that, on B, I think it is almost impossible to take you out because you can just play the tight corner on the peak. When people are rushing through the choke point, you just spray and get free kills. And a single kill onto any other site denies control of a choke point. But you don't have that on the B side because there is only one choke point,
Exactly.
there is only one entry. Even once you're through it, you still are completely vulnerable to the same defensive angles.
We are seeing a bit of a play here through sewers. Oh, this is interesting. So they burned a little bit of breach utility, a little bit of brimstone utility over at A. See what kind of reaction they could force here, but we are actually seeing a bit of a flank coming in over from the Cypher. Pylon, I was just able to get that kill. Able to pick up one who started creeping in mid, which is going to force the rest of the attackers to have to make the play here on A, but the Brimstone is still sitting in the back of sight, is able to get up a couple kills. That's the play that Polo needed, but finally the man is going to be able to try and shut him down, but Gordo is still here. And now making this a 1v3 situation, but the attacker is not where I think people are going to expect him to be.
I was about to explain that Pablo's positioning was bad and he was just going to get shut down from that corner because they could peek him with full knowledge of where he was, because you can clear the entire site and go, well, he's not there, and then peek that same angle. And that's what they do. They peek him facing him with full knowledge he's in that corner if he is on site, and he just sprays down too.
Sometimes it happens, TJ. Sometimes.
Yeah.
All right. Look. Okay.
Well, so
look, TJ. Real quick. Before we get into it, TJ.
Okay.
It's 12-9. We are at match point. Rip Original
You're right.
is on the verge of potentially taking this here again. This is a defender-sided map right now, particularly when teams know how to play around mid. And right now, it seems like Clay is just not quite been able to figure out the calculation to break on through. Is now they're pushing in wholly through A side. TJ, here we go.
Full A entry. Gibby already playing the tower, and he's zoned out. What a good ult.
Did you have the orbital laser to look to set this up? Soda's clearing the site, gonna plant for the back of it. Again, they're gonna try and do, I think, one of these setups they had before. They just sort of take control of the site, but sort of give up a tower control, which is gonna be really interesting. Cordo and crew are looking push in here with Gibby. And there we have the ult being pulled out from the Rays. What can they do with it? Swifts is being forced back as well. The man and crew are trying to hold this. Hang on a second. Cordo with the res as well. Gibby on the flank.
Fear Me just playing flank control, playing for Sewers. Sewers is clear. He can just play the retake.
Here we go. Cordo on the flank, trying to push through. Is able to find one, looking to find two. Has a little bit of an inkling of it. No, can't turn the corner in time. The man is here, and that is going to be Clay's taking the win with an unconventional A-side hold.
Very, very cool play. And you're right, they didn't ever take tower control, but they kept zoning people out of it so they couldn't mount a solid retake. First it was the orbital laser, then it was Ape's Raze ultimate. You throw the showstopper into window, they got a free kill for that. The orbital laser gave them the free sight. Really good ult usage to make up for not having physical control. That's the kind of thing you can't do in a game like Counter-Strike. Even Molotovs don't work as effectively as that. You need to physically take control of stuff, but with this game you can say, hey, we're orbital laser, they're not there. Now, though, my game end senses are tingling because I always say you can't dry tank B, and that is exactly what is about to be attempted. They have no mid control.
Pushing on through with full knowledge that this is happening right now. There's one going through, but shooting fish in a barrel, TJ!
I told you!
That's just it. There's no coming back from that right now. Up against the world is Fizzers. And there is literally nothing that he is going to be able to do. Down to 33 HP. The Spike is in control of Rip Original.
Yeah.
Savings Private Fizzers. Yeah, you're not wrong.
And they were trying to do this rolling thunder tank, but
doing that with no knowledge of where your opponents are.
You'd have to throw it like heaven on a diagonal, and then you'd still be vulnerable to the dry peak from pillar. I don't know. It's just like, especially with a Cypher on site, you just throw one trapwire. A lot of people don't notice casual play. I'm sure these players do. The trapwire is also a leash. While you're trapwired, you can't push forwards. There's the game end. While you're trapwired, you can't push forwards. So you're literally stuck in that choke point, at least the one player that's caught in the trapwire. They literally cannot leave that choke point because they hit the end of the leash and they just stick until somebody shoots out the trapwire. There's a solid 2 techs where anyone can peek out and get a free kill. And any site where reliably 1 to 2 of your players are free kills isn't the site you can take.
A lot of learning lessons, I think, in that game, TJ. We've seen brilliant play over the course of the day. We've seen a lot of like what to do in a lot of different situations. I also feel like that game demonstrated a lot of what not to do in certain situations. I feel like there was a little bit of antsiness coming out at the end there from Clay Stonks. It seemed like, you know, earlier, I'm thinking back to that Bind game where we saw a lot of really slow play. And then on Haven, we saw a little bit faster, but still, you know, not going overly aggressive in certain situations. And this just feels like we're just going in, fam. We're just rushing every single time. And it clearly didn't work. Clearly, I think a little bit more
Well, I was
play.
excited to see Rip Original playing the game much more slowly than I thought you could on Split. Because my understanding of Split, the various attacking angles are so far apart. If you're taking A site, you have to bring all your players to A to take that site. And that means the B's push can come out and the defenders there, no B's clear, and then the ring starts to close around you. So you cannot do anything but rush A. And the same would be true for B if a B rush was remotely viable. So I was really impressed. I was watching Rip Original slow play the map where they'd send out a poke and then they'd have enough map control that they could drift back towards mid and control the rest of the game. And I was wondering if we were going to get to see that from Clay Stonks as well, if we were going to see them kind of operate at a similar level. And we could see that they hadn't solved that problem. They didn't know how to pressure A and still maintain map control.
No, I think it really just came down to, I remember I played a game the other day, and we had a pretty good, you know, defender side rounds on that map. But then our opponents came in and won, I think, 9 rounds in a row on defense to win the whole game. And it was just one of those, we just couldn't take mid. Everything we tried, we couldn't take mid. And that really felt like when teams have the lock on this, and I think, again, this is where a lot of people have issues with this map. And sort of when a team knows how to play around that, it makes it just so hard. So hard. Yeah, occasionally you'll get a W off of an A rush or a B push. But I think, yeah, mid control was so important on this map, and that was definitely a masterclass in how to do it there.
I was really impressed by Gibby's mid hold. He and Querto just had it like figured out. He was playing so deep, and Querto was playing really deep in Meltrum as well. And they were both just playing off angles. So in order to actually take mid, you couldn't just fight them in mid. You had to physically push up mid, walk up to that little platform, and then turn and face either Meltrum or Vents. And there's a player in both just hiding, waiting for you to push in. And of course, as you're pushing close, they're both spending utility. The Sage Wall goes down, the Breach flashes go out, and they're picking off individual players. It was super good. A masterclass on how to passive hold mid on a map that is really, really difficult to play.
There you go. And that's kind of the action we expect to see as we're moving further and further into this tournament.
That was the semifinals.
That was the upper bracket semifinals. So we'll keep that one in mind. There's still a lot more action to come. We're going to hop onto a short break. I got food delivered to me during that game, and it smells
Would you like a bracket
so
update while you're headed to that break?
Sure. What are we looking at, TJ?
Because we can, of course, this is a double elim tournament, so we are currently watching the upper bracket. We have just seen Rip Original beat down Clay's Stock Market. That means they're going to play Orglis next. Orglis took out Joe Exotic, may he rest in peace. So that will be the semifinal or the winner's bracket final, depending on how you term it. And that will be on this stream next. Meanwhile, in the lower bracket, we're narrowing things down. They're down to round 6 lower bracket. The teams remaining down there are Team Smile versus Prodigious. They're playing right now. The winner of that will face Team Undecided. You also have Joe Exotic, Clay's Stock Market, waiting for people down there, of course. And then in the lower half of the lower bracket, it's Dread IQ versus Cleanup Crew and Fallen Esports versus Lit 117. And those are the only teams left.
We started with quite a few today as well, so that's pretty darn exciting. We're definitely getting down to the wire. Well, we still have a couple more games left for sure. We're going to hop onto a short break. When we come back, we'll have more action. I'm hoping that upper bracket finals sounds really darn good. So hopefully that's what we get to watch here. We'll be back here in just a bit. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. That's okay. Hello, everybody. TJ's back. Hi, we're here. We're going to play this interview for you real quick. Hi, I'm going to be honest, TJ, that was not the button.
Did you put us on there?
I did.
Was my camera live now?
Yeah, it was.
That's what I do during the breaks. I drink tea.
Yeah, that's totally fine. All right, we're going to go with an interview. Who'd you interview, TJ?
I interviewed Polo, who just won his game.
Excellent. Let's hop over that. Let's take a look at that. All right.
I should push the button now.
You should push the button now.
All right, I'll push the button now. Hey, Pablo from Team Rip Original. You guys did just beat out Clay Stonks, as we've been calling them on air. And that looked pretty solid for Split. That's a kind of tough map to play. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, well, we wanted to ban Split for some reason being we don't play them. And it got big for us. So I think we did pretty well on the map we don't play.
You mentioned you don't play the map. I was really impressed by how you guys were slow pushing A and then also controlling mid at the same time. A lot of teams find it difficult to control any of the map while pushing A. Was that a strat you had in mind as you went into the game, or was that something worked out live?
Well, like my teammates said, we're all coming from CS. We all played competitive CS on the SCA, so we have like backgrounds. So we're holding defaults, splitting pushes. You know, it's basically holding a default, waiting for pushes, getting in 3 picks, and executing on a site. So basically, it's plain and simple CS like we would if we played CS rather than Valorant.
And I've noticed that. I, of course, come from Counter-Strike, and one of the things that's been infuriating me as I'm trying to analyze many of these games is teams just executing on timer. Second the blue walls drop, they're going to a site, they're hammering it. Do you think there's any upside to that in this game, or are people just still learning how to play tactical shooters?
I guess it depends from your background. I mean, we come from CS, but some people don't. And these people, they'll have to learn some meta, I guess. But meta is always subject to change. So we'll see. As of now, I think our thing is working pretty good. Our D sites are being pretty decent, I think. Our city sites, for some reason, are I don't know. We had pretty bad city sites coming into the game, into the tournament. And for some reasons, we stepped it up, apparently. So I think it's all about meta, and from a background like CS really helps us right now.
All right, ask you a question about that CT side, and then I'll ask you a question about something you did great. So we'll balance it out. There was a round, and I apologize, I didn't write down what round it was. But the attackers, Clay's stocks, took the A site, and then they didn't have any post-plant positions. They were all just trapped in the back of the site like sardines. You guys got 2-3 free entry frags. They got a res off somehow, and they worked back the rounds. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I think we threw.
What happened?
Well, we got excited, I guess. We threw. We all went one by one. I jumped out of heaven, trying to say we gotta fight the guy under heaven, and I got fucked by the kid bottom backside, I guess, and the three of them just sprayed us down from backside to heaven. But I wanted, we talked about it. Some things that we have to fix is the retakes. We went one by one. We threw that around, and we know it. So.
Do you talk about that mid-game? Do you talk about what's going wrong as the games are going?
In the mid rounds and also in the buy times. So the 30 seconds you get, you talk the rounds up, and on the city side especially, you fix things up. You want to talk about what pushes you're gonna take next round, what engages you're gonna take as well. So I think we're fixing things as the game goes.
I promised I'd ask you about something you did great as well. A side hold. You're playing in that cubby, far right side. I'm gonna be honest, I really hate that cubby position because I think people taking the site can check everything, and then you're like the last angle they check, so they're always looking at you. And they were looking at you, and you just strafed out and double sprayed them down. Tell me how that worked, because I was very confused on the caster desk.
I don't know either. I mean, I was like 4-16 at this point. I just needed the big round for my team. It's like 10-10 or it's a close game, so you have to step it up at some point. And I think I got lucky. And I'm not gonna lie, that second guy is a lucky spray down, I would say. All in all, it worked out good. And I've never played A on my life, so it's a new thing. So we basically played retake at the end. So we figured out it's not working when I play onside. We better just play CT and retake A when we can.
It's really fun, and I'm interested to hear that you're making these adjustments as the rounds go on. Do you have a dedicated shot caller, or are you working things out as a team?
I myself am calling in right, but I think we all IGL'd in our life at some point. So there's a lot of
You've all got
leadership
the
and experience when it comes to that. Yeah.
Okay. I'll ask you a final question. How do you see this tournament going for you guys?
Well, I didn't see Orgles play, but we're playing them next, so I'd assume it's going to be a good matchup. So yeah, I don't know any of these guys, but I'd say it's going to be a great matchup on stream.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to it. Good luck in the rest of your games, and have a great time.
Thank you.
Well, you heard it there from Polo. If I had to
so
guess,
likable.
I know. If I had to guess on the X, I'm going to go with French Canadian. I'm going to guess around Montreal. If I'm a betting man, Polo, if you're in chat, let me know. But yes, the idea that all of us have been IGLs at some point over the course of our careers, which is super cool. We are in a lobby now, which means we are minutes away from this next game. Interesting to sort of dive into the minds of these players and hear where all of them are coming from. Players who played together for years, players who are just forming squads now, and sort of how they're evolving as we dive into this beta. We'll be back in just a minute with our upper bracket finals. You don't want to miss it.